Well, depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to talk about the fact that character rares are back. Now, as expected, we have had kind of a secondary reveal, so to speak, of Battle Region. What is weird, that is a new set which is coming out in Japan on the 25th of February, which incidentally is Pokemon Day and also the release date of Brilliant Stars. So frankly, February the 25th is a day about which we should all be getting very, very excited. But my point is, we have still got dummy booster pack artwork. We don't have the proper artwork. They are still hiding stuff from us. This is something that we can be talking about in the next week. We got a bit of time for that. Now, somewhat annoyingly, sadly, phrase it how you will, we did not see the reveal of any new sparkling Pokemon this week, and that is a little bit sad, but I think they have more than made up for it by showing us the return of character rares, like Starmie V, who is my favourite of the ones that was revealed this week and hence gets the top billing. My point is, character rares are back. And this is a little bit weird, because of course we had character rares in VMAX Climax, which was Sword and Shield 8A, but then Starbirth came around, which is Sword and Shield 9, no character rares. But now Battle Region is coming, which is Sword and Shield 9A, and now all of a sudden they're back. What that tells us is that we are not going to be seeing character rares as a staple in every set moving forward. That is not the way Pokemon are treating character rares. But we are going to be getting them maybe in every mini set, maybe in some, maybe this is the last one. This is not something you should expect to see in every main set going forward. You will be very disappointed. But character rares are back, and I am delighted. Of course, we're only getting like 30 of the 70 character rares in Brilliant Stars that were in VMAX Climax, so introducing a whole bunch more now. I have no idea what's going to happen in English, how we're actually going to get these cards in Europe, North America, etc. But there's more of them, and that's kind of wonderful. So starting off then, we might as well take a look at Starmie V. And bearing in mind, we looked at Starmie V the other day. We don't need to spend much time talking about this card, but it's got wonderful artwork. We got Misty there on the card. Who else would you have, quite frankly? This is a card I am absolutely loving. And when we talked about Starmie V the other day, I told you I liked the card. Now, 2 energy, 50 damage, not affected by weakness, resistance, or any effects, can be useful. You can hit through anything, which is quite nice, although the lack of hitting weakness makes me sad. But really here, it's the 2 water energy, 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. In any deck that accelerates water energy, and there are a bunch, I really like this as either as a big hit if your opponent attaches too much energy, or as a threat to stop your opponent attaching too much energy. Either is fine by me. Now, the other Pokemon V we talked about the other day was Garchomp V, and would you believe it, that has gone and got itself a character rare as well. Although I should say these 2 Pokemon V are not actually character rare, they are characters super rare. They are quite a bit rarer. And here we've got Garchomp with Cynthia. And it's a cool card, and Garchomp looks powerful, and I love me some Garchomp. I don't think it's quite got the charm of the Starmie card we just saw, but man, this is a very cool Garchomp. And bearing in mind, Garchomp's a very popular Pokemon, a lot of people are going to want this card. Now, we also talked about Garchomp the other day, and I told you that it was a good card with an energy acceleration problem. Free energy 120 we're not even going to mention, but Water 2 fighting colorless, discard free energy, deal 220 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It basically lets you KO any Pokemon V while it's sitting on the bench, but as we discussed in the video last week, and I'll link that one in the description, getting the energy on there is a little bit too awkward. This makes me a little bit sad. And the other one we saw the other day was Chandelure, and would you believe it, we've got a character rare for Chandelure as well, featuring Chantel. Yay! Who was, of course, one of the Elite Four in Black and White and Black and White 2. And this one took me a minute to remember, even though last year I completed both White 2 and White. So I'm not entirely sure why it took me so long to remember her. Maybe she's not as memorable as she could be. Either way, Chandelure is going ahead and getting itself a character rare. The problem is, we talked about this the other day. I'm not a huge fan of this Chandelure. It's got that ability whereby when you evolve up into it, you get to discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. The problem is, we saw this before on Aggron and it wasn't great and didn't see a huge amount of play. And we saw this before on Rhyperior and it wasn't that good and didn't see a huge amount of play. I'm not entirely sure why we would think this would be really good and see a huge amount of play. I know there are some people that really like this with Durant and think that as long as you can fire this off occasionally, it will work. Maybe it will. That could be kind of cool. As it stands at the moment, I think it's fair to say I am skeptical. Usually this is the part where I would say, but I'd love to be proven wrong. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't love to be proven wrong. I have made more than one video on this channel calling the old Durant my least favourite deck ever. So I actually don't want Durant to ever be good again. And I'm really sorry because I know some people don't like that. But we do have a couple of brand new character rares as well. Not only featuring cards we haven't seen before, but featuring brand new Pokemon we've never seen before. Like Wyrdeer. Now, what I really love about this, Wyrdeer obviously coming in with and again, we're not going to be talking too deep into Arceus here, for obvious reasons. I know not everyone's finished the game. All I want to say is that and we're not going to be going into spoiler territory. We're not going to be discussing anything that wasn't in pre-release trailers and screenshots, so we're cool. This looks like Legends Arceus. And if you run around and play the game, if you watch trailers, etc., this just looks like Legends Arceus. And I absolutely adore it. Of course, Wyrdeer is one of the Pokemon you ride. It is your land Pokemon, so to speak. And again, this was revealed long ago. This was one of the first new Pokemon revealed from the game. And now Wyrdeer is making its debut in the game. We do, for what it's worth, have a regular art of Wyrdeer as well. But that character rare is just absolutely wonderful, and I love it. Incidentally, the Stantler artwork is also just... I'm playing a huge amount of Arceus. Basically, right, at the moment, all I'm doing is working during the day, chilling with my kids, and then as soon as the kids go to bed, it is just all Legends Arceus until I fall asleep. I am adoring that game. So if you're going to show me artwork like this Stantler, which is so obviously from Legends Arceus... You've even got Mount Coronet in the background there. I am in, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely in. Now, as for Wyrdeer itself as a playability thing, it's alright. It's got an ability, once during your turn, you may draw a card. And on the one hand, that sounds really good. And on the other hand, this is a Stage 1 Pokemon. And I know we've seen it on other Pokemon in the past. But to me, this just reminds me of a Alolan Sandslash. That had an ability, once during your turn, you may draw a card. And it saw a little bit of play here and there, but not very much. The fact of the matter is, you don't have free retreat, and it's a Stage 1. You give me this ability on a basic, yeah. Stage 1 with free retreat, maybe. Stage 1 with 2 retreat, I'm not loving it. If you're playing the card anyway, it's great. But I don't think drawing one card once during your turn is a really good reason to play this, and I am sorry. As for the attack, 2 colourless energy, 40 damage, but if you can match hand sizes with your opponent, it does 120 instead. The thing is, I mean, we got twin energy to pay this, and that's quite nice. We do kind of have double turbo energy as well, in that you will pay it with double turbo energy, but double turbo energy turns it from 120 to 100. And unfortunately, that's a genuinely big deal. Lots of basic Pokemon have 120. You will miss them. And also, you've got things like, the Urshifu Vs, for instance. Not the VMAXs, you're miles away from them. But the Urshifu Vs, with weakness, you are getting a one-hit KO here. But if you use double turbo energy, then you're only doing 200 with weakness, and you will actually then fall 20 damage short. So, it's fine, but I don't think Wyrdeer is a particularly great card, if I'm honest with you. And I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit mean. It's not supposed to. But the reality is, it's just not good enough. If I'm honest with you. Love the character rare. It's a beautiful character rare. But I don't think it's good enough in the long run. But the good news is, we also have a rather lovely Kleavor as well. Yeah, that's right. another brand new Pokemon is appearing with Leon in the card. Again, both Leon and Kleavor were revealed in pre-release materials. This has all been out there for weeks and weeks before the release of the game. So I really don't think we can call this a spoiler. Once again, we've got artwork that perfectly captures Legends Arceus, and if you've played the game and you've done that bit of the game, and that bit of the game incidentally was in a trailer when they revealed Kleavor, if you've done that bit of the game, this will look very, very familiar indeed, and I absolutely love it. Remember, for those of you that are new to this, Kleavor is a stage 1 that just evolves from Scyther. So this is very cool. We like this very much. Artwork-wise, it's beautiful. Incidentally, there is also a non-character rare version of the card. Once again, it's fine, but not particularly great. And we've got a really, really, really interesting attack here. It's not the second attack. 2 fighting energy, 120, 30 to yourself, no. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, no. What we do have, however, and I should say all of our translations come from the lovely Antoine Boulet. I'm sorry it took me so long to say that. Antoine, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. Thank you for all the translations. We love you. What we've got is Lumberjack Hack. 2 colorless energy, flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. Instant KO on anything. If you can flip double heads. And that's a little bit of a problem, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm honest with you. That is, that might not work, I think is fair to say. We've seen this before, incidentally. We saw this on the basic Pinsir from Team Up. Guillotine Hug, Grass double colorless, flip 2 coins if both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. Incidentally, that had to be Grass double colorless on a basic. We can't have a situation where this attack can be used turn 1 going second, because then if your opponent has no other Pokemon, double heads, you win. You got to slow it down a tiny bit. Kleavor's a stage 1, Pinsir had another energy. But here you can use twin energy or double turbo. The 20 damage less makes absolutely no difference here, because you're not doing any damage. And the fact that you're not doing any damage is wonderful. Well, it's not wonderful, but it certainly helps you out quite a bit here. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is really cool. Now, don't get me wrong, right? If you're flipping 2 heads, you've got like a 1 in 4 chance of hitting it. We do, for the short term, have Glimwood Tangle, which will allow you to reflip if you don't get double heads. Do bear in mind, this stuff is not going to be in Brilliant Stars. It is almost certainly going to be in our May set. And we are going to be rotating Regulation Mark D, including Glimwood Tangle, end of August, beginning of September. So you're only going to have, 3-4 months to actually take advantage of this. But it's going to be there for a while. If nothing else, I adore this as an emergency attack. I love this as a, you know what, I've got nothing else going on, but if I can flip double heads, I win. In that regard, I think this is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant card. And if you're playing a Steelix deck and any kind of double colorless energy, whack this in as a tech. If there's another Kleavor we ever get that's good, whack this in as a tech. My biggest problem is I don't like having to play this as a stage 1 just as kind of an emergency. That makes me sad. What I would adore is being able to get Wyrdeer's ability to draw a card on Kleavor's attack, which could get an instant KO. That is a card I would play as a stage 1. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is not on offer. Boo! Either way, I think Kleavor and Wyrdeer are both a little bit underwhelming. I think they've both got a bit of potential, but I do think they both fall a little bit short. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about character rares coming back. I want to know which cards you want to see get a character rare. I want to know anything you want to tell me, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.